We enjoy a very good relationship between Indonesia and Qatar, but it is also good to have a better understanding among the people through the culture. Qatar Indonesia Year of Culture is contribute a lot for these things.
Here we celebrate pop culture, we celebrate people who want to showcase their love for anime, for video games, for board games, and overall talented young people.
Hello, welcome to Qatar 365 with me, Adil Halim. On this episode, we look at how Qatar is welcoming diverse cultures and subcultures. I'm at Flag Plaza, a public space that was launched to mark the 10th year in the country's Years of Culture program. This year's chosen country is Indonesia. And as Laila Humaira found out, the Southeast Asian nation has pulled out all the stops to showcase its vibrant culture.
Friends, family, food, and fireworks. When it comes to introducing people to different cultures and cuisine, there's no better way than through a food festival. And this is the Qatar International Food Festival. Thousands of visitors gathered at Lusail Boulevard, all wanting a bite of what's on offer. Among nearly 100 stalls offering a variety of international food and snacks, the spotlight this year was on Indonesian cuisine. Helianti Hilman is an entrepreneur with a passion for indigenous Indonesian food. Tonight, she's curated a special menu for some very special guests. Helianti picked the best ingredients.
We have a platter which comprises of blue rice, yellow rice, rendang, and some other, specialty dishes from different parts of Indonesia.
The dinner capped off another successful edition of the food festival, but it's one of many events in the Year of Culture calendar.
We enjoy a very good relationship between Indonesia and Qatar, but it is also good to have a better understanding among the people through the culture. Qatar Indonesia Year of Culture is contribute a lot for these things.
It's not just food that brings cultures together. Music, theatre, and the arts are also universal languages that can portray a country's culture, diversity, and values. And it's here at the Qatar Cultural Village that a special musical performance was staged to give a glimpse into the colourful world of Indonesian theatre.
Backstage at the Qatar Opera House, these actors and actresses are getting ready for a big night. The troupe was flown in from different parts of Indonesia to perform Hayati, a musical interpretation of some of the oldest and most treasured Indonesian epics.
It's a story about life, tree of life, balance of life. This life, this world is being made by these amazing creatures that together, and Borobudur is representing of that.
The costumes for Hayati were specially put together by one of Indonesia's acclaimed fashion designers, Era Sukamto. Gold headpieces, traditional theatre masks, and colourful, flowy batik.
Batik is a profound art. It's not only the way to put the wax and the coloring techniques into a cloth, but it's also a visual communication. So it's a very profound way to presenting all the philosophies, all the wisdoms into one cloth.
And what's a performance without music? In addition to gamelan, an Indonesian ensemble made up of tuned gongs, Hayati mixes old and new sounds through marrying traditional and modern techniques.
The colour of sound in traditional Indonesian music is diverse. We try to combine the colour of the sound that exists in the archipelago. I took some Javanese melody and traditional melody that we created as new, with the elements of strings and swiping methods.
The curtains come down as Hayati comes to an end, but the hope is that the appreciation for Indonesian theatre will linger a little deeper and long after the echoes of the standing ovation.
To say Ali bin Tawar Al-Kawari loves to travel would be an understatement. The Qatari entrepreneur and athlete has visited more than 80 countries, so it's only right he was named the Years of Culture Initiative's Culture Ride Ambassador. a cycling tour of historical sites in Yogyakarta, Indonesia. I caught up with Al-Khawari soon after he returned home here at the National Museum of Qatar to find out what he learned in his travels. Ali, you just got back from Yogyakarta, home of the largest Buddhist temple in the world. What was that experience like?
Thank you, Adil, for having me. Talking about Yogyakarta, I think it was absolutely magnificent to see the biggest temple in the world and to witness a piece of history that goes very deep.
Now, it wasn't your first trip to Indonesia, so how was this trip different, exploring the country by bike?
You know, Adil, it's very interesting that when you go low on transportation, you start seeing and feeling the city itself. So when you cycle, you see the small kids, you see the chicken, you see the rocks, you feel as well every place, the trees, every single place you visit and you go. This is why I always insist to use my bike to feel the city more.
So why is Years of Culture a powerful platform to explore the beauty of places and people?
Years of Culture, I believe it's a magnificent platform. It makes us to appreciate and to accept other nations, and other nations appreciate and accept our nation. Talking about religion, talking about traditions, talking about a lot of aspects in that Year of Culture. So let me tell you about the Year of Culture of Indonesia, Qatar 2023. It taught me a lot of stuff on a personal level. It taught me the tolerance, the acceptance, food exchange, the photography. We were there in Indonesia, we were talking to locals about what's their daily life is and what do they face in life and stuff. I was leading a group of 17 people. So when we went to Indonesia, everybody was like going and exploring the culture to its roots. So imagine this, every day we have like a lecture about the country itself, about how the history. For me, the first time I know that the history of Indonesia goes back to 11,000 years. They have a magnificent discovery in Indonesia, and then they have a lot of differences and religion. And I noticed, I tried to understand how do they live with peace, with all this diversity.
You've been described as one of the country's most beloved adventurers and sportsmen. What do you enjoy about visiting new places?
I don't recommend anyone to travel because you cannot have enough of it. I become addicted to travel. Adil, I just, like when I leave the airport, I try to find a sidewalk and just sit and look at people's eyes when they move. They are depressed, they are happy, they are smiling, they are not smiling. And you start reading the whole culture through their eyes. I start going to just random places. I let the city guide me. I go to the mountains to explore mountains, oceans, and to see how magnificent is our planet.
Thank you, Ali.
Thank you so much, Adil, for having me. Thank you.
Cosplaying as a Japanese anime character is not something you'd expect to see in Qatar. But for one weekend a year, Geekend is the place to be for cosplay enthusiasts, gamers, and adventure seekers. I got a chance to check it out. Last year, Simran Kadam came to Geekend as a fan. This year, she's back to cosplay as Kamisato Ayaka, a Japanese video game character.
She's basically a person who has like lots of a burden on her shoulders because she needs to look like a princess in front of everyone, but then she's like really alone because she does not have her parents and she's supposed to look perfect all the time.
But when she's at Geekend, Kadam is far from alone. In fact, her character's costume is a great icebreaker.
Today, I could just walk up to people and they'd be like, oh my God, is that Kamisato Ayaka? And then we become instant friends. I wanted people to see a character that they love and like take photos with me and, you know, just have something to look back on. I really love entertaining people.
Geekend is a safe space to geek out and embrace your inner nerd. Organizers hope it's also a place to be engaged and inspired, where visitors can comfortably celebrate all things nerdy without judgment.
Here we celebrate pop culture, we celebrate people who want to showcase their love for anime, for video games, for board games, and overall talented young people.
One such young person is Nada Alhail. She creates digital paintings by mixing her favorite Japanese anime characters with Arabic lettering.
I saw a lot of digital art and I thought to myself that it's good to know how to paint and how to draw. I just felt inspired. So I kept on practicing on how to draw and until I got better, and I'm still actually practicing and getting better.
She believes this event is the perfect place to seek out constructive criticism of her art.
I felt that I wanted to showcase my artwork to see people's reaction, if they really do like it or they don't. And if they don't or see something wrong or not good about the painting, they could just tell me, and by that I could improve even more.
A lot of them place their products online and they sell them and they have a good platform, but Geekdom gives them the opportunity to interact with their clients firsthand, give them feedback, enjoy, and just have fun.
Mohammed Al-Lanzi has fun with video games, but he doesn't just play them, he creates them.
Sinister Entity is a third-person horror and mystery game in which we'll play a character named Selma. The events are centered in Egypt in the year 1980.
The Qatari video game developer appreciates Geekend gives him the opportunity to spend time with fellow gamers.
Geekend is important to us game developers because it makes people aware that there is a group of people here who love to develop games and are part of this trend. People know that we are here and they encourage us.
From gamers to adventure seekers to cosplayers, there's a subculture for everyone.
When you just look around, people are bonding. They're bonding over their favorite game, their favorite characters, their favorite films. You're not going to find this anywhere else in Qatar. You'll find it here.
And that's music to the ears of organizers.
Being a geek wasn't always something that people were proud, to call themselves. But now we're taking ownership of the name and we're, being proud of what we love and enjoy.
From exploring the cultural ties between Qatar and Indonesia to taking a glimpse into the world of geekdom, this episode had it all, and we hope you enjoyed every minute. And that's all the time we have for now. For more, check out Euronews.com and connect with us through our hashtag. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Qatar 365.